Deep dive AFC East preview. Let's start with the Buffalo Bills. They finally did it. They exercised the demons. They made the playoffs last year after that long layoff. Almost beat Jacksonville. What was that? A 10-3 final they lost in the first round of the playoffs. Yep. 9-7 last year. Taylor out the door. McCarron, the new quarterback, and they move up to take Josh Allen.
Yeah. Okay. So Buffalo is being priced as a team that the markets expect a significant amount of regression. They went 9-7 last year, and right now I'm seeing 6.5 over -130 here in Vegas. You make the argument they're lined 6.7, 6.8, not 6.5 exactly, but lined under 7 wins. The market's expecting a 2.5 game regression for the Bills to be at their number this season. When you look at the stats from last year, and then you analyze the roster, you're going to understand why the markets are a little bit reluctant to expect Buffalo to have back-to-back stellar seasons. Last year, on offense, this playoff team, well, they ranked number 30 in yards per play. 4.7 yards per play on offense. They really didn't move the ball effectively at any stage during the campaign. The games where the offense worked, well, they didn't turn the ball over. J.D. McCoy got going, and that was the essence of the offense. I mean, over the last 3 years, Tyrod Taylor had the second best interception rate in the NFL behind only Tom Brady. He also had the worst sack rate, essentially the most conservative quarterback in the league. Now, they don't have Tyrod Taylor anymore. Maybe the offense opens up a little bit. Defensively, last year, they were number 12 against the pass. They allowed 6.3 yards per pass attempt. That's pretty good. And, of course, on offense, they only get 5.7 yards per pass attempt. That's number 28 in the NFL. But the other reason why the markets are not excited about Buffalo, something that really stands out statistically from last year, they had 25 takeaways. That was number 7 in the NFL. They had 16 giveaways. That was number 6 in the NFL, and fewest turnover. And the +9 differential, the +9 turnover differential, was a number 7 ranking. You put all those together, more than average takeaways, fewer than average giveaways, a nice positive differential. And you say, how likely is that to happen again this season with a new quarterback, potentially a rookie quarterback? Yeah, you can see the turnover margin declining for the Bills, an offense that wasn't all that good a season ago, not getting a whole lot better. Hence, the market regression for Buffalo, pricing them in the 6.5 win range.
Well, you're right about that, brother, because when you look at the teams, two things always come back. If you win all those close games and the turnover battle. And that happened with a lot of teams. Well, usually happens, but especially it would happen with the Raiders last year. 2 years ago, they won every close game and were +16 in the turnover battle. And you saw what happened last year. Now, wide receivers, you got Benjamin and Jones and Holmes, not good. Although I think Benjamin's not he's underrated. Though certainly they played better without him in Carolina. When he got hurt, they went 15-1 and went to the Super Bowl. Now, the unknown is at quarterback. Now, everything you said about Taylor, where he didn't want to throw the ball downfield, but they still won 9 games and went to the playoffs. McCarron, I think, can be good. Now, he did play well in that playoff loss at home to Pittsburgh that they should have won. Then Burfict and Pac-Man Jones lost their minds. He also played well in that Monday night game against Osweiler when they lost as well. But I don't have a lot to go on with McCarron. So it comes down to this. How long does he start? There are some offshore props. I think it was 9.5 starts for Josh Allen. To me, you can't teach accuracy, and that was a big problem with him at Wyoming. He has a big arm, so he can throw it in that cold weather in Buffalo, but I think they're going to bring him along slowly. And I think if the longer McCarron plays, the better chance you have to cash an over ticket. But if you like the Bills under, you want to see Allen in there immediately, because I think he's going to struggle, because he put up bad numbers at Wyoming the last 2 years, although he didn't have much to work with last year.
Yeah, Josh Allen is not an NFL-ready quarterback. And if Josh Allen starts, if anything happens to McCarron, and I mean, Peterman had that disaster start last year against the Chargers.
Yes.
Where it couldn't have been uglier. But there's hope for him in a fill-in role. If Josh Allen sees the field before December, it's not going to be a good season in Buffalo. I'll just put it that way. He is.
Yeah.
There's potential for this kid, no question. But he is a work in progress. He's a project. He's not someone that's going to be capable of going in from day one. And McCarron, there is hope for McCarron. They have 3 of their starting 5 offensive linemen back. They did lose the 10-year veteran, Eric Wood. He's gone at the center position and tackle. The tackle, Gordy Glenn, was traded in the Josh Allen deal. I like what they did on the defensive line, bringing in Star Tulele and Trent Murphy, a couple of guys they need for what Sean McDermott is trying to do on the defense side of the football. And while I didn't love the draft, I mean, at the top of them, you get Josh Allen, who's the potential franchise QB. The linebacker, Tremaine Edmonds, he's real good out of Virginia Tech. The Harrison Phillips on the defensive side of the football, and Teron Johnson from Weber State. A couple of smaller college prospects for the Bills, but I think they drafted fairly well guys that can come in and contribute right away in 2018. Of course, the secondary looks pretty good. You know, we talked about their defensive numbers at the top of the show. You have Vontae Davis on the one side. You have the all-rookie, all-rookie selection last year, Tre'Davious White at the other side, and Micah Hyde, a Pro Bowler at safety last year. You say, what do you need to succeed in the modern NFL? You need it on the defensive side of the football. You need a decent defensive line. You need a decent secondary. The Bills appear to have both of those attributes taken care of.
Schedule. AFC East faces the AFC South and NFC North. 2 extra games, Ravens and Chargers. Tougher than average slate. And maybe it's a little bit like the Dolphins last year. Dolphins made the playoffs that year. 2 years ago, it took advantage of an easy schedule. Didn't beat anybody that year. Remember when they beat Pittsburgh, Roethlisberger was banged up. They beat the Jets, Dolphins twice, Bucks, Broncos, Raiders, Colts in overtime in that snow game. They did beat the Chiefs and Falcons, both on the road. Those were impressive wins. Only 2 of the 9 came against good teams.
Yeah, and when you look at how this schedule plays out, take a look at it right here. At Baltimore, Chargers at home, at Minnesota, at Green Bay, Tennessee at home, at Houston, at Indy, New England at home. That's a brutal slate to open up the campaign. They may well be dogs in each and every one of those ball games. That doesn't bode well for betting the Bills over the total, and it doesn't bode well for the concept of Josh Allen doesn't see the field until December or not at all. Because when you're facing one playoff contender after the next, including that 4 games in 5 weeks on the road, it could get ugly for Buffalo. Like the show? Help us keep the lights on. Please make sure to comment, share, and subscribe to all the Sportsbook Review videos. Thanks so much. Best of luck. Enjoy the game.